So Nene wants the sisterhood back, but she really thinks that she can get that without apologizing? After all of that stuff that you did at that reunion just a couple months ago? I know 1 + 1 is 2, and I know for sure 2 + 2 is 4. So how are you thinking that you can get the sisterhood without an apology? It's a simple equation. You did it. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kim Ray, and I'm back with your Real Housewives of Atlanta review. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel, like this video, share this video, comment down below on what you thought about this week's episode, and make sure you're following me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at Kim Ray Music TV, and you're checking out the podcast at JTFIO Podcast on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can find the podcast at #JTFIO or just trying to figure it out. If you guys want to purchase a shirt, I have shirts. They say #JTFIO on the front. They say just trying to figure it out on the back. I also have a new shirt in the works for 2020, Vision Clear Like the Year. You guys got to get you one. I had the vision while I was taking a shower, and I hopped out and had to write it down real quick. But anyway, all that's out the way. Let's get into this review. Okay, so we open up with Cynthia and Kenya, and Kenya is over at Cynthia's to try to help her get this closet situation together. I don't feel like Cynthia, I like Cynthia for the humility of her place. It's not huge and grand, but it is really nice. It's on the lake, you know, Lake Bailey. And I like her for that, but now that it's like she's expanding, this closet area is not going to be able to accommodate. She must have her stuff in another room because she has a lot of clothes, I feel like, right? But anyway, so they're trying to make room for Mike, and you know, Kenya's wondering, how are you doing this? You guys aren't even engaged. This is the pot calling the kettle, right? Because Kenya got engaged, married, and had a baby all in one big sweep, and just like Portia, you know, that's the way the kids are doing it now, right? But you know, that's what Cynthia wants to know. How you gonna judge me when you did it quite similar? All right, so they're trying to get some space going at the same time, getting some girl talk out of the way. This episode, I will warn you, was a filler episode. Wasn't too much going on, but there was some stuff worth mentioning. We got Caleb moving back to New York City. We got the whole stepmom and stepdad talk again. You know, different parenting styles. We got that talk again. We did get introduced to Miss Peggy. I did not know Candy had a nanny. Was kind of shocked to see that she was white. I mean, that's not a problem with it, but was shocked to see it. And then it kind of made sense to me. You know, you always hear about the dad creeping with the nanny. So maybe she got a nanny that could get the job done and wasn't really trying to get the over-sexualized type of nanny, right? I ain't saying Miss Peggy ain't a looker. I'm just saying she ain't out there in the, you know, real taut and all of that, right? So anyway, so that's what's going on with Candy. You know, we see Carmen, not too much going on there. Portia and Marlo, I just love Portia, y'all. I will say it till we never see Portia again on this show, which I don't ever see it happening. I love Portia. She is just so much fun. Her and Marlo meet up. They're doing that bicycle thing that you see in lots of downtown metro areas where they're drinking and they're pedaling, and it's like usually like a bachelorette party or a group of girls. I've always wanted to do it, but it just never is like the right time. I think when we were gonna do it for my wedding, it was cold, so it wouldn't have made sense. And then we were like in West Houston, so it wouldn't have made sense. But they looked like they was having fun, sipping out of them red cups, them red Solo cups. But they're just, you know, Marlo's trying to play the peacemaker. She's trying to bring everybody back to Nene because she's the only tie, right? Usually I would feel like, you know, this is very nice of Marlo to be doing this, but I honestly feel like Nene had no reason, and I feel like I'm just gonna keep saying this, but it's okay. Nene had no reason to come at all those girls that way at the reunion. You know, I've heard of people feeling hurt. I've heard of people feeling like cornered and feeling like just shutting down. But when you just start getting rude and nasty in front of millions of people, it's just like, how am I supposed to be the forgiving one when you were out of line for saying and doing what you were doing? And then later we find out, when she's sitting with her life coach, that she don't even feel like she need to apologize. She genuinely feels like she wants her sisterhood back, but an apology is just not in the cards. And I just don't understand why or how. It's so crazy that you can get up to this age and then accountability leaves you, narcissism comes in, I'm sure she has her perspective and maybe she doesn't see how she was wrong. Maybe she feels like everybody should have dropped what they were doing and been there for her. But the fact of the matter is, when you have stuff going on, and this is totally aside from even just Nene, when you have stuff going on, 9 times out of 10, your friends got stuff going on too. And there's no Richter scale, or there's no spectrum of whose is worse or whose is better. Now, in your perspective, yours might be worse. Mine might be worse. But I don't have to drop everything for you because you would not drop everything for me. And if you do, there's a problem. Okay, I understand friends, I understand ride or die, I understand all that. But what we're coming to realize as a culture is ride or die is really not all that healthy. You're telling me that if I don't ride with you, I got to die for you? That's too much. Okay, so we are, I can't think of the word. We're romanticizing, I think that's the word, this idea of ride or die. And it's like, bringing it back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, it's like Nene feels like, all these girls, they weren't there for me. They had these expectations of me, and, they don't know what it's like to be a caretaker. They don't know what it's like. They don't know what it's like. Okay, well, tell them. Tell them without, fully getting out of character and putting y'all friendship on the line because you got something going on with your husband. And then when you play it back and see yourself acting that way, whether it is editing or whether you realize, wow, I wasn't myself, then you need to apologize and say, look, I wasn't myself. And don't try to point it back and be like, but you weren't there. No, I wasn't myself. I was dealing with something I've never had to deal with. I felt alone in it because nobody's there. So I was wrong. Okay, I wasn't wrong for dealing with it in my way, but I was wrong for how I came at you. I was wrong for my expectations of you. I was wrong for that. So for that, I apologize. And then the friend can turn around and say, wow, I totally underestimated, that experience for you. And I wish I could have been more supportive. And maybe we can figure out how to better support each other. That's how that go. So just to, watch her with this life coach who I'm just like, okay, what are we talking about? Like, the life coach is literally telling you, you literally tell her you don't want to apologize. She tells you, sometimes we have to look into self and be like, is there something different that I could have done here? And, Nene's shaking her head, but I don't feel like she's really getting it. I don't feel like she's really getting it. So it's going to be interesting to see how they link back up. Tanya and Nene have the same birthday. I didn't realize, maybe they told us that before, but Portia had a post for Tanya and a post for Nene, and they were both equally as loving and had equally as the same amount of pictures and videos on there. And then Tanya posted one for Nene. Nene did not post one for Tanya, not that I saw. So it's just like, I mean, she commented on Portia's thing and thanked her, so maybe they repaired that relationship. But it just kind of made me feel like, okay, is everybody still catering to Nene? Because no. Okay, no. Okay, so let me see. That was like a big staple of the show this week. We got the couple, the double date, Eva and Cynthia and their men. I don't know what they was playing. They was using not styrofoam. They was using like beanie bag or like stuffed footballs and throwing it at these pins. And I just was like, who comes up with this stuff? Entire businesses. They got one place with the throwing of the axes, and the entire business. I mean, do what you do, make your money. But I was just confused. But basically what we got out of that was about somebody recording Cynthia while she was talking, the legalities of it with Mike, and then Mike Hill, him being him being bothered and upset that this is happening, them still trying to decide where they're gonna live, LA or Atlanta. I think Cynthia should move to LA. I really do. I mean, Atlanta is her home. She's been there all this time, but Noelle wouldn't have to fly. Noelle wouldn't have to fly to two places, right? Leon lives in LA, and then, you know, what would she really be leaving in? I mean, she could drive, she could fly back for work. I don't know. They both would do well. What was that? They both would do well in both settings, but I don't know. So let me see what else. Yo, have y'all tried this ginger ale with the lemonade? Bomb. All right, Dennis and Portia. I know, me too. My dog just deep sighed. Me too. I was tweeting that I felt like Dennis is not showing no remorse at this, at Dr. Sherry's office. But then I remembered and thought of my husband. My husband, he does not show emotion on the face, like in the vlogs you guys see when he's on camera, right? And then I thought about people who like laugh or smile when they get nervous. You know, I'm giving Dennis a benefit of a doubt so large, okay? So I maybe start thinking, you know, maybe he's just uncomfortable, maybe he's just nervous, maybe he's shy, I don't know, but he just was not giving me remorse. He was not giving me, I learned my lesson, he was not giving me accountability, and that's what Portia was asking for. Do we think he's learned his lesson? Do we think he really feels bad? Probably so. You know, I wonder if his mom got him together the way she was on Portia's case about this being her son and making it seem like Portia was after him for her money when Portia has the things, okay? Portia was making the clear request. Do you want to co-parent or do you want to be in a committed relationship with me? But then when she vocalized her want, she said she wants her family. Which I get it, but I don't have no kids. And so that's why I always make the distinction between the relationship and then you want the child. Like, you got to be able to do that. And I know it's very hard. I don't have experience with that, but I just hope that this man is genuine. I hope he's made his mistake and that's it. But knowing that when I get pregnant, you're going to step out, because all the things he was saying just sound like excuses. It's just like, just be real. Knowing that when I get pregnant, you're going to step out because you have some type of something with when I'm pregnant, but then we were doing things while I was pregnant, so that really makes no sense. Knowing that you're going to do that, why would I want to stay with you? I should not have to have like waiting for the other shoe to drop with you. It should not be none of that. Okay, so next week we're gonna get more into things. This week, like I said, was like a filler episode, just kind of the starting of things before they happen. You guys comment down below what you thought about this week's episode. I'm Camaray, this is Camaray Music TV, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.